What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Rue's Reviews, and today we are chatting about Prophekey by Paul Fowler, produced by Murphy's Magic. So, let's get into this. Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Rue. I do weird things for a living, including this review channel. And today, as I say, we are chatting about Prophekey by Paul Fowler, produced by Murphy's Magic. So, what is Prophekey? Prophekey is essentially a playing card reveal built into the cutout of the teeth from your everyday household keys. Yeah, you heard me right. The teeth from your keys that you can carry around with you every day reveal the playing card your spectator is merely thinking of. So, throwback to Blackpool 2024, I was trying to leave the Ruskin. I say trying to because I got pulled back into the Ruskin 3 times. I remember the people that pulled me back in as well because I was like, I gotta go to bed because I've got to be up to be on my dealer stand the next day. And one of those people was Paul Fowler. So bearing in mind this is in 2024, and he showed me Prophekey. I don't know if it was the finished article or the prototype of Prophekey back then, but when I saw it, I was like, that is super, super cool. I'm a big fan of effects like Celebrity by Matthew Wright. I think they even cite Matthew Wright in the credits for this effect. But when I saw this, he sort of pulled me in. He was like, look, I've really got to show you this. This is really, really cool. Showed me the effect, and I was like, man, just let me know when this is coming out. This is brilliant. But why is it brilliant? Because at the end of the day, it's another card reveal, right? Do we need another card reveal? Those of you that know Paul Fowler know that he is a working magician. I've worked with him many times myself. He's out there creating those reactions. And an effect like Prophekey is really designed to be more of a everyday carry. I have performed it many times at events. In fact, I'll post a little video of that in a second. But the idea of Prophekey being just on your keychain that you can use at any time, I think is the beauty of this effect. Yes, there are many, many ways to reveal a card, but imagine this. The spectator's holding onto those keys the entire time. They're holding it in their hands. There's a really nice routine that somebody posted in the Facebook group, I think, or one of the Facebook groups. It might have been for Murphy's, I'm not quite sure. In this routine that I read, the person would have them hold on to 2 keys. The one in the left-hand side represents the left-hand side of the brain, you know, the left-hand side of the brain being better with numbers, for example, and the right-hand side of the brain with the other key being good with images. So the left-hand side thinks of the value, and the right-hand side thinks of the suit. He then places their hands together and shakes the keys, and in that moment he can open up their hands and show that those 2 keys make the reveal. I think that is a beautiful, beautiful routine. I can't remember the name of the person that created it, but I saw it in a Facebook group and I just thought that is an absolutely beautiful way of using these gaffs. Anyway, enough waffling. What do you get? Well, you get a Murphy's produced product. Here we go. This is the box that you get. Prophekey by Murphy's, the typical black writing with the white background, really smooth box. Everything is just absolutely perfect with a Murphy's package. Do you know what I mean? It's a nice matte finish. It's this kind of smooth. It's not like a cheap cardboard. It feels very, very well made. But again, everything Murphy's does is super well packaged. Inside the box, you get a set of silver keys and you get a set of brass keys. There's actually 2 more keys that aren't in here that are silver and brass, but I've actually taken them out because I have them on my key ring here. I've actually been using this as an everyday carry and been using it at gigs as well. But essentially, that's what your box will look like. You have a set of silver keys and a set of brass keys. Now, you'll notice that 1 brass key and 1 silver key is blank, cut completely blank. That is because in the tutorial, they give you an option to be able to maybe print the teeth on those keys. So it's a nice idea. Imagine you give them or use a quiver. I think they use a quiver in the tutorial. So you place the 2 keys in, you give them a shake, and one of those keys gets cut, or the teeth get cut. Or imagine you're doing a playing card reveal, right? So you force them the card, say the 7 of diamonds. You do a sneaky move to change that card for a blank card. As you put it down, you then give them the key that they've just seen, but switch it for the blank key, so the key that has not got any cuts or teeth on it. And when they lift up their hand, they will see that not only is the card blank, but the key is now blank also. So you have these other options built in to flesh out a routine. It doesn't have to be just the reveal of a playing card between the teeth of the keys. It can literally be a fuller, more fleshed out routine. So the actual reveal itself comes in the form of a brass key and a silver key. The brass key and the silver key combined reveal the card in question. Now, as I say, I've literally got these two on my keyring and I've been using them for events. But let me just show you what that kind of looks like on camera here. So when these two come together, the reveal is the 7 of diamonds. I hope you can see that there. 7 of diamonds. A little bit hard to get. I don't have a black background, but 7 of diamonds is in the teeth. You actually get another one, which is a 4 of hearts, I believe, on this one. And this one happens not in the vertical, but in the horizontal. So this is the 4 of hearts. I don't know if you guys can see that here going across the key, but 4 of hearts right there. I hope you guys can see that there. So you get 2 reveals, which means you can do this walkabout if you wanted to. You can switch out the keys. It's a very easy switch. Here's a 7 of diamonds. Here's a 4 of hearts. You just literally do a false transfer and place this into someone's hand, and you can repeat the trick again. Or you can just switch keys going from table to table. The fact that, because Paul's a working magician, he knows that he wants to do this multiple times at different tables and around different people. You don't want to have the same reveal cropping up multiple times during an event. So you have 7 of diamonds and you have 4 of hearts. And both of these together means that you can do this multiple times at an event. So how can an effect like this be an EDC? If you need to force a card at some point, you need a deck of playing cards, right? Well, no. With this effect, you get a playing card generator website. This is a website that Paul has used before in other effects. This is called let me see if I get this on camera. It's a little bit tricky because I'm using an old phone here, so hopefully you guys can see that. PCG. And when they tap the generate card here, it will go through and, oh God, I'm missing the button. It will generate a random playing card, right? Now, because this is a genuine website, people can go on this website at any point and they can generate random playing cards, okay? But if you wanted to force them a card, in this case, one of the force cards is the 7 of diamonds, at a moment's notice, you get them to generate a playing card. I'm trying to get this on camera there, and it will generate the 7 of diamonds, and then they can go on and generate more random playing cards, and the 7 of diamonds moves on. So you can force either the 7 of diamonds or the 4 of hearts. But not only that, you can force the 7 of diamonds and the 4 of hearts straight after each other. So you can do this multiple times if you want to. There's actually a routine in this project where you have those 2 sets of keys. You have the 7 of diamonds force key, and you have the 4 of hearts force keys. You have the 4 of hearts stashed away, and you do the first reveal with the 7 of diamonds after forcing it. You then do a simple move like a shuttle pass or something, switching one set of keys for the other. You give them to the spectator. Or actually, I think there's a really cool bit where you see there's parts of the this is now the actual 4 of hearts key, right? Where you can see it, but it looks like the teeth still look like they're part of the 7 of diamonds key, right? So you give them this key and you take the other one, and then Paul does this really cool thing with a lighter where he melts the key and he sort of melts it underneath the teeth of the key and then rubs it, and it changes the other key, so that you get this nice moment of when you put them together, it shows the 4 of hearts now and not the 7 of diamonds. The tutorial itself is 50 minutes long, and there is a little performance video which is about 6 minutes long as well. The tutorial is not actually done by Paul, it's done by Javier over at Murphy's. So Javier takes you through this 50-minute tutorial. Now, 50 minutes might seem a little bit long for an effect which is essentially a playing card reveal. And you're right, maybe it is. Being Murphy's and being Javier doing the tutorial, he breaks down everything that you need. So even if you're brand new to Magic, you sort of know what to do if you pick up this effect. He also gives you nice hints and tips on audience management, specifically when using the app. I think that the app itself, whilst it's hands-off and completely free, the way that you trigger the forcing does require a little bit of audience management, a little bit of spectator management, but it's very, very basic, very, very minimal. And of course, he teaches you how to force cards as well using a regular deck of playing cards. He also mentions other things like psychological forcing, which is what I mentioned earlier, and different ways of being able to get a card into a spectator's brain or freely chosen. He also teaches you what to do if there is no Wi-Fi available and you can't use the app. Now, this bit I wasn't too much of a fan of, because at the end of the day, what he's going to list you here are apps that aren't included with the project. So he says, what if you don't have Wi-Fi and you can't use our provided website? So things like DFB by Nicholas Einhorn and Mark Kirstein, or Michael O'Brien's Final Destination, and things like this. He even mentions Curveball by Oz Perlman, which I hadn't seen since like 2001. I don't know when it came out, but it's a long time ago, but he came up with an updated version of Curveball as well. But loads of different apps that had nothing to do with this app to essentially force a playing card, which I kind of thought was a bit like, okay, we didn't need a whole section to let us know about other apps that could force a playing card, but there you go, it is included nonetheless. So, as a tutorial, it is super comprehensive. There's nice chats about how to do like the shuttle passes and the switches if you're going to do Paul Fowler's routine. It's a shame that Paul isn't in it. I love Paul doing the tutorial. I've got many of his projects like Overdraft and Transaction, both of which I've reviewed on here. And I know Paul as well, and he's a lovely guy and very likeable on camera. So it's a shame that he wasn't in the actual tutorial, but I'm sure there was a reason for that. However, all that aside, this is the best thing for me. They teach you in a segment how to perform this effect for stage or for parlour. And they do this by shining the light through off a spectator's phone, so just going onto their phone and shining the light, shining it onto the wall, and in your shadow, they see the two keys come together, and they see the shadow of the force card appear between the two keys, but it's huge, it's big on a wall, or it's projected behind them. And I thought that's really, really cool. That might just be the best way to reveal it anyway. So this is now how I reveal the playing card on close-up performances. So there are many, many ways of doing this. I love doing this up against the wall, so having them shine the light on the wall and then showing the keys come together and then revealing the card. Or you can do this on a table. There's also other ways where they say you can make the keys come together on the phone itself. So you can actually, after you do the final reveal, turn the light off, and then because the phone screen's black, it shines through. That is also another little caveat. If you're wearing clothing that is not dark, you do need to somehow have some kind of backing to make this a little bit more impactful. As you can see, me doing it up against the camera is very tricky to get bang on. I had to sort of angle it to get the actual image visible, but when you're doing this in performance, I would do this up against a black background, or as I say, shining the light on the wall is stunning. And in fact, I'm going to include a piece of footage now that I shot at a gig. I didn't shoot it, someone else shot it on a mobile phone. The audio is terrible. The reactions are exactly what you want from an effect like this. I will show you the performance of the reveal with the light shining up on the wall. Again, just enjoy. It's a little bit of fun. Here we go. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that routine. Again, apologies for the audio, but you can hear him saying 7 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds. He's freaking out. They start freaking out. It's just so cool. And I kind of forgot that I had this on me. I wasn't aiming to do it, but I just done ring flight, right? And I have this kind of set on my keys on like an S-bina or a carabiner clip like this, right? So it's easy to come on and off. And on my key, my ring flight Revolution by Prop Dog, shout out Prop Dog, it just clips on and off that, so it's easy to take them off the key and give them to somebody to hold. So at the moment I'm switching these in between my everyday carry or taking them out for gigs. I'll probably buy another one because I want to have one for each. I love having this on my keychain just daily. The fact that this just sits here, I've got Hider key and other things on here as well. The fact that this just sits on my regular keychain and is good to go as a card reveal, I think is amazing. The fact that it feels like this kind of reveal it doesn't feel like a normal card reveal, right? It's not a normal card reveal. It's in the keys. It's in regular keys that people see around them daily. Now, the actual design of these keys themselves isn't too bad. I mean, they don't look exactly like regular UK house keys, but they don't look too far off them. Do you know what I mean? In fact, a lot of these keys that I have on here don't look as real as the keys that I have that you get with Prophekey. But at the end of the day, magicians care too much about that. You know, we care too much about, oh God, this key doesn't look exactly like all my other keys. Well, it's still a key at the end of the day. It's clearly something that unlocks something, and there are teeth in it to do so. The fact that those teeth then reveal the playing card that you thought of is absolutely bonkers. So for me alone, that shining the light reveal is the best way of doing this. There are many, many ways of doing it, but for me, that just hits home every single time. There's not much more for me to say about Prophekey. It's a great everyday carry, and it's great to have on your keychain for working events as well. Paul, well done, mate. You smashed it out of the park again. Well done on a great creation. Well done, Murphys, as well, for producing this product. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell for more reviews to come, and I'll see you all in the next series of reviews. Ciao.